say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
I first met Keeler about 4 years ago, my freshman year.
I first met Mark Keeler, I believe it was on a Saturday night. It was a Saturday '67, and there was this new kid that showed up, and I think he came with Animal Lean.
The first time I met Mark, I thought he was a big nerd, and I really thought that I would never, ever hang out with him again after that point.
I'll never forget the first time I met Keeler, and it was Saturday '67, first event he ever was at. The kid was just excited about everything that was going on there.
He came up to me and he was like, "This place is so cool, and this place is awesome," and I was like, "Man, this kid, he's never been here before. He's kind of a freak."
I was born in 1984. My mom's doctor told my mom that I wasn't going to be born for at least another month. I was born 3 weeks early, a couple of days after my mom came home from the hospital. So I was born at home during a Vikings-Giants game while my brother and dad were in the other room. And my mom was screaming in agony. I initially wanted to be a drummer because my brother was in jazz band in high school, and he was in the all-state band and stuff like that, and all his friends were amazing musicians, and they were all in the all-state jazz bands together and stuff like that. And their drummer was amazing, and I just wanted to be him. 6th grade comes along, and they're like, "So do you want to be in jazz band?" I was like, "I've been wanting to be in jazz band for 2 years, and they didn't have it in elementary school, so yes, I want to be in jazz band, and I'm going to kill everybody else because I'm going to be the best." That's when I really started to fall in love with music, and that's really what I found myself for quite some time. I had this friend in 7th grade, and his name was AJ, and he had a cousin who played guitar, and his name was Kevin DeLaurier, and he was quite the rock guitarist. He played a whole lot of Metallica.
I think we were doing some Metallica, Master of Puppets, if anybody knows. It's like... Master! Master!
And I had never heard of Metallica before. I was a Pearl Jam fan myself.
Not long after we started playing a little bit more, we formed a band.
One day, Kyle and Randy invited another friend over who played guitar, and that was it. His name was Dan Soderlund, and we made a band, and we were called the Fat Lobsters.
Oh, Fat Lobsters, let's see.
They weren't very good, but the name was pretty cool.
I didn't enjoy Fat Lobsters. I thought they were quite terrible, in fact.
The Fat Lobsters.
I did not like the name Fat Lobster.
The whole feeling of sadness and stuff with depression, it just kind of crept in.
When I first met him, I didn't have any real clue that he was dealing with as much depression as he was.
I think I noticed Mark's depression early on because he was constantly angry, and he would talk about spending days on end in bed and in his room, and how he never wanted to come out.
My parents were starting to yell at me more about not doing anything with my time, and how mad they were that I wasn't getting out of bed, and just kind of frustrated that I was, failing out of classes and stuff like that.
One night, Mark called me up pretty late at night. He sounded really sad and really depressed on the phone, and after about 10 minutes of silence, he said that he was looking for a bottle of pills in his room because he wanted to kill himself.
Blacked out my entire room. I shut off all my lights and I duct taped my windows shut. My room was like that for 2 to 3 years. There's a song by Nine Inch Nails called Hurt. It was on their Downward Spiral soundtrack. I listened to it for hours and hours on end. I remember it really just hit me where I was at. It talked about what have I become? Where have I gone? What happened? I lost myself in the song, and I listened to it, and it just drove me deeper and deeper into my depression.
When I was spending a lot of time with Mark, I noticed that he was really searching for something. He was trying a lot of different churches and a lot of different youth groups and was just really frustrated because he couldn't find one that was right for him. And when I started coming to River Valley, he just sort of followed me here.
I came to a Saturday 67 here at River Valley, and it was amazing. I was, you know, dealing with the same stuff, and I came in here and it was like just fresh air. It was a glass of cold water, and it was refreshing. It was new. It was exciting, and it was intense worship. It was something I'd never experienced before.
It was pretty much when he started coming to River Valley, and I think I came to the church not long after he did, and the people there really gave him their ear and really listened to him and dealt with his issues with him, which nobody had done before.
That was the breathing points throughout the week. They were the relief cuts, you know. I was going to school, and you go through it, and you wade through the crap, and until Wednesday comes along, and then you get to breathe a little bit, and then you just dive right back in until Sunday, and that was a weekly basis. School sucked. I hated everything. I hated the people there. Man, did I hate the people there. Everything that I'd ever experienced in my depression, it was the pinnacle. I was ready. I was willing. I had my plan. I was gonna kill myself. And under my covers, before I was gonna go do it, I just basically, I said, all right, God, this is it. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm at the end of my rope and I got nothing. And if you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this now, or I'm gonna kill myself. Before I got out of my bed, just like something opened up and it poured into my room, and there was like a thickness in the room. It was like God's Spirit was incredible. I had never felt anything like that before. It was just this extraordinary peace. Everything that I had going on, everything that was happening, it was gone. It was transparent. Like God was in the room and nothing else mattered. Everything that was there, it just all got lost in this great depth of God.
The old keeler was really depressed, angry all the time, frustrated. Now the new keeler is outgoing in a good way. He has a heart for people. He wants to see people come to Jesus Christ.
When you look at Mark Keeler now, you see a genuine joy.
And now Mark's always got a smile on his face. And anyone who doesn't think that God can replace depression with joy has never seen Mark Keeler.
So I look back on my life in the depths of my depression, and I realize how God was there through it all. And what He's taught me in that is that as long as I fight through it, as long as I'm fighting with Him, He's going to get me through.